The Restaurant Talvo is a traditional gourmet restaurant in a historic building at the Via Gunels in the village of Champfèr in the Engadin in Switzerland. For a certain time the restaurant was once managed by the Badrutt's Palace Hotel. The Talvo became famous in the 1960s and 1970s when the international jet set discovered St. Moritz and its surroundings as their favorite winter destination. People like Gunther Sachs, Brigitte Bardot, Gianni Agnelli and the Shah of Iran, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, were regular visitors of the Talvo. The Shah of Iran used to own a mansion in St. Moritz in an area known as Suvretta, near the Hotel Suvretta House. When going to the Talvo, the Shah was always escorted by his bodyguards and police officers of the Swiss Federal Police. History. The large former farmhouse, which is now known as the Talvo, Romansh language in the idiom pewter, barn, was built in 1658. From 1880 until 1887 it was the local schoolhouse for the 7 pupils of the village and their teacher, Mr. Luigi Battaglia. Afterwards the house was in the possession of the Walther family until 1949. Therefore the house was also known as Casa Walther. All in all 4 generations of the Walther family occupied the house. All of them were farmers. However, the last generation of the Walther family also started to rent out rooms to tourists. Sale of the Casa Walther to Dr. Edward Morger from Zurich. The biggest change in the history of the house occurred when the property was sold to the gynecologist Dr. Edward Morger from Ruschlichen on the west shore of Lake Zurich. At the same time as he bought the historic Casa Walther, Dr. Morger bought all in all the following properties: the Casa Walther, now known as the Talvo, the Hotel Bristol, the Villa Granita, the Villa Nice. This large acquisition of properties by one single person was widely discussed in the Engadin at the time. Conversion of the Casa Walther into the Restaurant Talvo. With a substantial amount of money, Dr. Morger converted the Casa Walther into the Restaurant Talvo in 1954. After the conversion, the Talvo was also fitted with 30 guest beds. Within only a few years, the Talvo became one of the most popular places for the Apres-ski Society, but it was also a favorite with art lovers. Dr. Morger, also a passionate art collector, furnished the Talvo with works of art from his own collection, among others with pictures of Ferdinand Hodler, Alexander Calome, Pietro Chiesa, 1876-1959, Gottardo Segantini, 1882-1974, and Hermann Gadecker, 1865-1950. Over the years, the Morger family constantly improved the Talvo and its infrastructure. In 1960 a new terrace was built on the south front of the house. Only 1 year later, improvements to the basement and the ground floor were commissioned. On 10 October 1968 and on 3 December 1968 the Building Authority of St. Moritz granted the building licenses to Mrs. Yvonne Winterberg Morger, a daughter of Dr. Morger, and her husband, Mr. Enno Winterberg, for the most significant structural alteration of the building since its conversion into a restaurant in 1954, an annex on the south side of the Talvo, to enlarge the main part of the restaurant. The annex was built by the local construction firm Dippel, Ing. F.C. Andrea Pitch from St. Moritz. From Jory's Talvo to Talvo by Dolces. At the beginning of the 1990s the Talvo was bought by Roland and Brigitte Jory. They managed the restaurant themselves and called it Jory's Talvo. Roland Jory became one of the most famous chefs in Switzerland, and again, the Talvo became one of the most celebrated restaurants in the area of St. Moritz. In 2011 Roland and Brigitte Jory retired. In the same year the Jorys sold the Talvo to the former Swiss National Councillor and owner of Stadler Rail, Peter Spuller, and Michael Piper, owner of Frank. On 1 December 2011 the renowned chef Martin Dolces and his wife Lorena took over the management of the Talvo, which they subsequently renamed as Talvo by Dolces. The restaurant is awarded with 18 points by Galt Millau and 1 star by Michelin Guide. See also: List of restaurants in Switzerland. References. External links. Website of the Restaurant Talvo by Dolces.